Discuss about that biozoology and zoology. Chapter 4, organ and organ system in animals. Frog continuity in blood vascular system. Today discuss about the blood vascular system in frog. Blood vascular system consists of heart with 3 chambers are there. So frog heart is a 3 chambers. Blood vessels and blood, they are in blood vascular systems. Heart is covered by a double walled membrane. It's called pericardium. That name, the double walled membrane is called. Heart is covered by a double walled membrane is called pericardium. There are 2 thin walled anterior chambers called auricle and a single thick walled posterior chamber is called. That is called auricle and a ventricle. That's 3 heart chambers. It's called auricle and one chamber is called ventricle. So ventricle is a single thick wall posterior chambers. Sinus Venous is a large thin walled triangular chamber which is present on the dorsal side of the heart. That is see, that is a triangular structure in sinus venosa. It's in a dorsal side of the heart. This is a thin walled chamber is present on the dorsal side of the heart. Truncus arteriosus is thick walled and cylindrical structures. Thick is oblicely placed on the ventral surface of the heart. It arises from the ventricle and divided into right and left auricle trunks. So it is called right and auricle trunks. It's called. So ventricle, truncus anterius. That is called right and left. Auricles are there. Ventral surface of heart. It's a ventricle and divided into right and left auricle trunks, which is further divided into 3 aortic arches, namely carotid. This one, 3 aortic. Name is carotid trunk, systematic trunk and pulmonocatenaceous trunk. So they are 3 types are there. So aortic trunk, so which is further divided into 3 aortic arches, namely carotid, systemic and pulmocutaneous. That is 3 branches are there, divided into 3 arches. The carotid trunk supplies blood to the anterior regions of the body. Carotid trunk supplies blood to the anterior regions of the body. Systematic trunk, each side is joined posteriorly to form the dorsal arthora. So it's joined into the dorsal arthora. The supply food to the posterior part of the body. So carotid trunk is supply blood to the anterior regions. And then systematic trunk, the supply food from posterior part of the body. Pulmocutaneous trunk, supply food to lungs and skins. There are 3 branches or the 3 arches are there. One is called carotid, another one is called systematic trunk, another one is pulmocutaneous trunk. This is called 3 regions. So carotid trunk, systematic trunk and pulmocutaneous trunk. So carotid trunks, so it's yes, the carotid supplies food from anterior regions of the body. Systematic trunks, the supply food from posterior part of the body. Pulmonocutaneous trunks supply food from the lungs and skins. Sinus venosus receive the deoxygenate blood from the body parts by 2 anterior pericaval veins and 1 post caval veins. So sinus venosus, this is called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus receives the deoxygenate blood from the body parts of the anterior pericaval veins and 1 post caval veins. Precaval vein, this is called precaval vein and posterior veins. They are so that veins are deoxygenated blood from the body parts. It delivers the blood to the right auricle. At the same time, left auricle receives the oxygenated blood through the pulmonary vein. So at that time, the you see the sinus venosus receive the deoxygenated blood from the body parts of two anterior perivical. This is called two regions of perivical veins. So it is collected from deoxygenated blood from the body. So one post caval vein. One is post caval veins. The delivery blood is the right auricles. Right auricles at the same times left auricles. Right auricle and same time left auricle receive the oxygenated blood from the pulmonary vein. It is called pulmonary vein. You see, say it is called pulmonary vein. You see here is the no. This is called precaval vein. So deoxygenated blood is collected from the all the bodies. This is called pulmonary vein. This pulmonary vein, this pulmonary veins auricle receive the oxygenated blood through the pulmonary veins. Renal portal and hepatic portal systems are seen in the frog. This is called structure of heart. So that is this is called ventral vein. This is called dorsal vein. So very important this one. Next, this diagram is very important. They may sometimes ask that 5 more questions. Draw the diagrams in internal structure of heart. The blood consists of plasma 60% and blood cells 40%, includes the red blood cells. This is called red blood cells nucleus, or this is called erythrocytes, red blood corpuscles. Includes red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets, everything is there. So RBC, WBC and platelets. So also is in nucleus, that also in the RBC are loaded with red pigments, nucleated and oval in shape. This is called. Leukocytes are nucleated and circular in shape. This is called circulatory systems. Next one, nervous systems. The nervous system is divided into the central nervous systems, CNS, PNS, peripheral nervous systems, autonomous nervous system, ANS. There are 3 parts are there. Peripheral nervous systems consist of 10 pair of cranial nerves and 10 pair of spinal nerves are there. So peripheral nervous systems consist of 10 pairs of cranial nerves and 10 pairs of spinal nerves are there. Autonomic nervous systems is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic nervous systems, they are 2 is the branch. So autonomic nervous systems divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. They control involuntary functions of visceral organs. Some of the stomach or some involuntary muscles. So involuntary functions of visceral organs, that is called autonomic nervous systems. CNS consists of the brain and spinal cord, that is called CNS. CNS means central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. Brain is situated in the cranial cavity and covered by 2 menin called. It's called biometer and durameter. They will ask 1 more questions. Brain is situated in a cranial cavity. It's called cranial cavity. It's covered by 2 menins called biometer and durameter. Human, how many there are? 3 membranes are covered by 3 membranes. Biometer, durameter, arachnoid. There are 3 membranes are in humans, but here frog in only for 2 menins called biometer and durameter. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. There are 3 parts are there. Forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain means prosencephalon. Say anterior post of and the largest parts consisting of pair of olfactory lobes and cerebral hemisphere and diencephalon. This is called olfactory lobes and cerebral hemisphere and diencephalon. This is called. The 3 regions is called forebrain. So anterior part of consists of pair of olfactory lobes, cerebral hemisphere and diencephalons. Anterior part of the olfactory lobes is narrow and free but fused posteriorly. Anterior part of the olfactory lobes narrow and free but fused in posteriorly, they are fused. The olfactory lobes contains a small cavity called olfactory ventricle. So small cavity is called, olfactory lobes contain small cavity. So presence of small cavity, that cavity's name is called olfactory ventricles. The midbrain, mesencephalon. So mesencephalon. So the midbrain plus two large oval optic lobes and has cavities called optic ventricles. That is called optic lobes. So their presence in cavity is called optic cavity. Optic ventricles. The hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. It's called cerebellum. Cerebellum and medulla oblongata. It is called hindbrain. So forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain, three parts are there in frog. Cerebellum is a narrow thin transverse band followed by medulla oblongata, thin banded and transferred by followed by medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and constitutes of spinal cord, which is enclosed the vertebral column. This is a three parts of, this is called magnum, foramen magnum. This is called foramen magnums. So consists of enclosed the vertebral column. This is a structure of the, draw the diagram of brain. Is a very important, this one. Frog. Next one. Excretory systems of frog. In frog. Excretory system of in frog. Eliminations of nitrogen, space and salt and water balance are performed by a well developed X-ray systems. The X-ray system is so well developed. Nitrogen, space and salt and water balance are performed. It consists of a pair of kidney, uterus, urinary bladder and a cloaca. This is called pair of kidney. Pair of kidney and then uter and the urinary bladder, then cloaca. So it's called part of excretory systems. So kidney, the consists of pair of kidney, ureters, urinary bladders and a cloaca. Kidney are dark red, long flat organs situated on the either side of ventral vertebral column in the body cavity. So the either side of vertebral column in the body cavity. Kidneys are mesonephric. It's called mesonephric. Several nephrons are found in each kidney. There are many nephrons are in presence in the each kidney. The separate nitrogen waste from the blood and excrete urea. Urea are excreted. So frog is called ureotelic organisms. A pair of uterus emerges from the kidney and opens into cloaca. Thin walled and poured urinary bladder is present ventral the rectum and open to the cloaca. It is called rectums. So open into the urinary bladder and so open to the cloaca and excretory are removed. This is called excretory systems of frog. Next one, reproductive systems. The male frog has pair of testes which are attached to the kidney and the dorsal body of wall-fold peritoneum called mesoarchiums. This is called kidney. So attached to the testes. So attached to the kidney, so attached to the pair of testes are there. Kidney, the dorsal body, the folded peritoneum is called mesoarchiums. Vasa effrenitis arise from each testes. Vasa effrenitis. This is called see here. So each kidneys are arise from the vasa efferents. Friends arise from the each testes. They enter the kidney on both sides and open into the Bidder's canals. Is called bidder canal. The kidneys are both sides, so open into the Bidder's canal. Finally, it's communicate with the urinogenital duct that becomes out the kidney and open into the cloaca. The finally, it's called urinary Bidder's canals. This is called. So these are final canals. There are so uterus and the cloaca. So outside the cloaca. Next one, female reproductive parts. Female reproductive systems consist of pair ovaries attached to the kidneys and a dorsal body wall of fold to peritoneum called mesovarium. It's called mesovarium. This is called mesoarchium because archium, mesoarchiums. This is called mesovarium. Will ask 2 more questions. Mesovariums. There is peritoneum is called mesovarium. There is a pair of coiled oviducts lying on the side of the kidney. This is called ovary. So attached to the oviduct. This is called pair of oviducts. This is called oviducts. Oviducts open into the body cavity in the anterior end of the funnel-like opening is called ostia. This is called funnel-like opening. End of the kidney, the oviduct, the end of the side that is called funnel-like structure is called ostia. Unlike the male frog, the female frog has separate genital ducts distinct from uterus. It is a male and a female frog is a separate genital distinct from ureters. Posteriorly, the oviducts dilated to form ovisacs before they open into cloaca, before the ovary open. So ovisacs store the eggs. So ovisacs da enna பண்ணும், so store the eggs temporarily before they are sent to out the cloaca. So after that the center the temporarily the ovisacs is stored in the eggs. After that before they are sent out through the cloaca. Fertilization is external. That is called female reproductive organ. Within the few days fertilization, the eggs hatch into tadpoles. The newly hatched tadpoles lives in a yolk stored in this body. Gradually grows larger and develop 3 pair of gills are there. The tadpole grows and metamorphoses into air and breathing carnivorous adult frogs. Legs grow from the body and the tail and gills disappears. So after mature the frog, the gills and tails are disappears. The mouth broadens, developing teeth and jaws, and the lungs become functional. This is called metamorphosis of frog. Egg. So called external fertilizations. Then embryo is formed. That is called external gills stages. That is called tadpole. So after that the gill stages. This is called next the limb or stages. So after that the disappears are gills and tails are disappears. That is called 4-limb stage and tail frog stage and young frog, then adult frog. So next one, economic importance of frog. Very very important question this one. Frog is an important animals in the food chains to help maintain our ecosystem. So frog should be protected. So frog is an important animals into food chains because they help maintain our ecosystems. Frog are beneficial to man since they feed and insect and help to reducing insect pest pollutions. Some insect nala varakudi disease idella vanda enna panudhu. So the frog vanda the insect vanda idu pandradanaala so insect la illama podu. So that is called insect. So help in reducing the insect pest populations. Frogs are used in the traditional medicine for controlling blood pressures and for its anti-aging properties. Called anti-aging properties. Traditionally, they are using that frog. The USA and Japan, China and the northeast of India, frog are consumed as delicious food as they have high nutritive value. So Japan, USA, China and the northeast of India is a frog consumed. So it's a delicious food as they are high nutrient value. So this lesson is over. That earthworm, cockroach and a frog. So all the digestive system, reproductive system, morphology is very very important. So economic also is important. So then systematic classifications, everything is important. Next today test will give draw. Today test, draw the diagram of internal structure of heart in frog. Then explain the structure of brain or in frog. Next explain the structure of heart in frog. Then explain the structure of male and female reproductive systems in frog, economic importance of frog. There are 5 questions is very important questions. Okay. Today class is over. We will see the next class. Thank you.